But let's draw live on a bit earlier than usual. That's because I have other plans today with the family. Just set some things up here. Okay. What else am I missing? Before I get started, I think I have everything I need. Without further ado, let's get drawing. Oh yeah, that's true. The chat, I wanted to set that up. Let's see. All right. Hello, Sarah Teresa. It's looking like it's gonna be a quiet one today, but today I was gonna be doing more inking, but um then we're gonna draw some hero characters. They agreed with Doc and them last week, but if they don't show up, then really open to drawing anything. Is this something you had in mind? Which I will do, and I will do and do. Teresa, Teresa. I don't know how to say that. Sarah Teresa. Do you want me to give a subject like games, movies, etc.? Yeah, anything that comes to mind. I can just jump, but maybe if I do that, yeah, that's better. No, so I'm asking if you want to give me a subject. My bad. Um, let's do video games, bro, because we've been video gaming. We've been in the video game weave as of late. Two. Okay, no problem. We'll do Atsu. We'll do Atsu. Então, yeah, that's better. So what's actually happening is it's more like that. Okay, then I'll do these warm ups. I'll look for um Ninja women's or just a few of her other pictures. Those legs are not good. Those legs are not good. Yeah, I know what I wanted to do. I just didn't execute it properly. But I'm glad I tried. So that's how you get to where you wanna go now. Let's look for some references of Atsit. Hmm. There's this picture I like that's in the main menu. I'm sure you know it. It looks like it's drawn. I like that one. I like it a lot. But it's got detail. So the smart thing to do is something up close. We'll see. We'll see. I'm so sorry. My nose. Um, okay, so Your face is practice. Let's go to Pinterest. Pinterest is good. I'll show it on the screen later. It's the one I'm gonna. No, it's not the one I'm gonna do. Sorry. I'll download it now. Show on the screen. But I'm gonna do the one that's the cover, mismo. It's the one I'm gonna draw. To those watching, you can't see from here, but looking for references. Um, mm, let's see, character art. Yay, these are good. All right, let me show the picture. And so this is the one I wanted to draw, but I won't. Oh, so small. This one, yeah. When you go to the Wolfpack menu. Instead, I'll be doing this one. And I'll start on it a lot sooner because as you can see, this detail, and I know I don't have to do all that detail, but you know, just enough to really just get the look, the feel, what we want to. So this is a easy pose. I need to learn to bring it down a bit. It's way too long. Mhm. Just looking at a different reference. It's not Atsu, but it's a female warrior. As you know, the male and female figure is different. Um, in anatomical structure, in the way they look, the way they're shaped. I don't want to be using these fancy words unnecessarily. We look different in our shape and form. And though there are variations between male and female figures, there's still a general understanding of how the differences are. So I could have pushed this back out a bit more, you know. Still can. And then raise the breast to be in this area. Like that. And then I still haven't put any clothes on yet. Might, probably won't. What drawing utensils at Brandon Isaiah? Hey, bro. I'm using a charcoal pencil. Good to see you, man. And then we have like the sword here. Nothing crazy. I think this is the sheath then. What holds the sword? Then just covered with clothes. I like to get the structure of the figure first before adding any clothes. It's not a rule, but it tends to be helpful. Good to see you back to the drawing board, figuratively and literally, Lord. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's I'm glad to be back on it as well. God told me to come back to drawing. It didn't make sense as to why, and I'm starting to understand a little bit more. As you know, it's always a um, bigger than us purpose. Do you draw? Curious. Yes, I used to all the time when I was young. I'm very skilled in drawing. That's great, bro. I'm really happy that like that's so cool to know. Does your son draw as well? Like, or he didn't pick up from pops? That's so cool, man. I had no idea. Not even by the Spirit of God did we know we used to draw. That's so funny. He does? That's amazing, bro. Yeah, that's crazy. Prophetic. Nah, bro. I missed it completely. I had no idea. I was just like asking. I was guessing. I was like, hey, is it possible? You know? But I'm glad to know he does. That's great, man. I hope you've had time to keep trying, even in your older years. That's how prophetic works, brother. Amen. Through thoughts, exactly. Exactly. That's true. What would you say is the biggest challenge that um, you've had when it comes to drawing? See, like here, I didn't really add much structure to the body, but I was still able to do the thing that I desired, kinda, sorta. I've always been good at cartoons and characters, but had a very hard time with realism. I feel you. And like, what would it do for you if you you figured a way how, just as an artist? Hey, Doc is in the building. Let's go. Also, creating motion and movement was challenging. Ah, yeah. I don't know if like you mean like when it like okay, animation obviously, but I wonder to make it look as if it was actually moving. Okay, it sounds like you're describing gesture drawing, like getting the gesture. I actually like teach about that stuff. Um, well, now I'm making it into shorts, so you can always like check out on YouTube, etc. Let me just speak to Doc here. Doc, slight change of plans. We won't be drawing the character. I think Soldier Boy. We won't be drawing him today. We'll do that next week. Um, Today we'll be doing Atsu from Ghost of Yote. I think it's still gonna be cool. Yeah, and that's it. Just a slight update when it comes to that. Brandon says like if you wanted to depict your character mid swing. Gotcha. Yeah. So I don't know if you can. Let me just make sure you can see that because I can see the. Okay, it's kind of cutting there. I'm gonna move this bit right here. All right. Doc says that's fine with me. Love it. And how was your week, by the way? So Brandon, if you can see my screen, the stuff I'm kind of doing right now. Um, Maybe you know or don't know, but you'll let me know. Gesture lines and Soldier Boy from the Boys. Yes, we'll be doing that next week. Um, so here, what I'm working on are the gesture lines. Some people call them action lines, and basically it's like just finding the flow and the rhythm of the pose, so that there's like the movement that you were describing, where it's not stiff anymore, and then you build on top of that. So that's essentially how you can get that to happen for you. And some people get stuck with the with what's this the when you're adding structure, and it kind of kills the gesture a bit. But there's also a way to like keep it as well. So I hope that helps. You give it a try. Oh, and like quick tip: the way you hold your hand. I mean, the way you hold your pencil. Sorry, that's the secret. Like you're drawing, moving with your shoulder rather than with your wrist. You can get gesture with your wrist, but um, it's limited, different to when you're drawing with your shoulder. Like it's how much more you can get in terms of like keeping something that flows. So yeah, I know people who like hold the pencil like this still and get gesture, but like if you can see like this versus like okay, use your shoulder, then you can still get along the line. So if you're more comfortable doing it this way, it's just about drawing with your shoulder rather than or your elbow rather than your wrist. That should make a big difference. And bro, definitely show me your drawings when you have time. Love to see them. I saw Papa Michael drawing again as well, bro. I love it when artists are drawing. I just love seeing people draw, especially when it's people I know. My pencil's not sharp, so I'm not doing justice like I could here. And that's no one's fault but my own. And it's so small, that's why I don't wanna like even try to sharpen. But it might be worth having a look at. Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier that today I will get started with the drawing of Atsu, and I'll show you on the um on the screen as to what that looks like. I was just drawing some female samurai, you know, characters, just to get some familiarity with females in a samurai kind of outfit. Good way of practicing. I'm not even gonna draw anything that's necessarily close to what you're seeing on the screen. But I find it helps to get into the mind of what you wanna go for. And you're warming up like before going into, a full drawing head on. All right. Well, Brandon, if your son would be interested, we like I do the live streams on Fridays, and if he has any questions with his art, like Doc, who's on YouTube, which you can't see on Facebook, um, he's also a teen. I don't know how old your son is actually. I said also a teen, but yeah, um, that joins. He's really talented, and it's also just a good time. We have people in chat engaging, and then I give feedback as well. I think that's fine. So it's time to migrate. So this is the picture I'll be drawing. He's 10 going on 11. Okay. 10 going on 11. Yeah, if you'd like, more than welcome to have him over, and hopefully I'm able to help in a meaningful way. Yeah, so that's what I was drawing, and it looks like I am gonna have to sharpen my pencil a bit if I'm gonna be adding detail here. Have you ever tried digital, Brandon? And Doc, are you ready to get started? You see the picture we're about to draw? Oh snap, that's cool. You're in a school for it, nice. I'm yet to go into it. I'm yet to do some digital myself. I still keep it traditional, like you can see. Somebody say professor. Okay. I think for what I need to do today, this will be fine. Oh, I keep going above the camera. It's like y'all can't even see what I'm. Alright. Speaking of camera, I do have to move it up a bit just so um just so I can draw better. Let's do that. I think that's fine. Everyone can still see. I was just doing some practice drawings like you were. That's what Doc says. Nice. Noisiness. Well, I guess yeah. I'll leave it up on the screen though, just a bit smaller. But then that's like, it's fine. Is it? Hmm. Do y'all prefer I leave up the drawing like this, then you follow along? Those will be following along. Because I have this thing where I repurpose this video in a time lapsed manner, but it's fine. It's okay. It's all good. All right, take a picture. So, what inspired you to draw, Brandon? See the chocolate sticks I got you. Always, bro. I've got more. Okay, there we go. I don't know exactly what I would say inspired me, but I just always had a desire and I've always been creative. I feel you. It was a good time to wear this white sweater in hindsight, but it's cool. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, sometimes the influences are not that obvious until like you take a moment to think about it. Recently, for example, I remember that um, when I realized how my sister was a big influence in getting me to draw, like to begin with, it really just like opened my eyes to how such a seemingly normal moment was like it affected me in such a profound way. Because to give you some backstory, there was a time where my parents weren't buying us toys, and not for any like reason, wasn't punishment or lack of finances, just was a season where toys weren't coming in. And my sister then decides she's gonna make her own toys. So she grabs a book and gets some paper, draws a family, colors them up and everything, the mother, father, and brother and sister. She cuts it out and then um yeah, then she's got new toys just like that. And I was like, well, that's so cool. So I got inspired. I did my own and didn't look anywhere as good as hers. And like she was just a year older than me. Shout out to Big Sis. I call her little sis because we're so close in age and she's shorter than me. But anyways, um, then that trickled down and became um, like it started rippling into other inspirations, influences, whether it was cartoons on TV, whether it was like relatives or friends who also drew. So it's just crazy when I peeled back and saw, whoa, that's where it really started going for me, and not really before then. Though I know I don't remember at all. Yeah, the okay. So I was asking if the pic is covering, not asking if I can make it a bit smaller. That was kind of the thing that I wasn't sure, you know, in terms of leaving it up for people to draw here, or they put up a picture themselves and follow along. But I understand that for those who want to watch me draw, then yeah, then of course you want to see it. So I hope that's better. Just let me know. Sure, I can find some middle ground. Brandon says, I believe prophetic people are oftentimes artists because of the ability to visualize and create, and it's an expression of the soul and a medium for spirit. Whoa, that's deep, bro. That's deep. You know, we got kids here on this live stream. You're speaking. uh, you're speaking some deep stuff, bro. But I totally agree. I never really thought about it, but I agree. I agree, 100%. And you said Dragon Ball Z was big for you. Yeah, same here. Dragon Ball Z. I enjoyed Megas XLR. I did enjoy Ben 10 as well. There was Naruto. We had Digimon. We had Pokemon. I wasn't big into Pokemon, but I watched it here and there. I was more DBZ. Naruto, I was late to the party. Ed, and Eddie classic. Dexter's Laboratory classic. Uh, Cow and Chicken, not so bad. I'd watch it though. Cramp Twins, Dexter's Laboratory. Yo, it's just pouring out of me. I don't usually think of the cartoon shows so easily. Something's flowing in the air, bro. Something is moving. By the way, Doc. Now speaking with Doc. Are you using inks again, or you switch to pencil for this one? Which it doesn't matter. I'm curious. Doing a bit of both detail. So as moving to the right, you're drawing like you did now, and then make the picture bigger again. So like that, is that better? Just let me know if the picture's big enough, needs to be bigger, smaller. I will happily change and we keep going. Doc is using pencil. Let's go. Let's go. But I might ink it once I'm done. All right. That would be good to see. Man, speaking of inking and stuff, I was so surprised to find out how much using what's this Marcus is like is industry standard for your comic books, etc. I didn't know. I used to look at it as like, oh, people who want to draw colorful things and can't really get much detail out of it, only to find that I was wrong. And now it's like, man, I want to get my own, you know, because I've been messing with inks. And Isaiah, I've been, Brandon, bro, it's your first name, sorry. Um, I've been inspired a lot from my childhood to like draw comics. I used to do comics, but then, um, with time, I just like abandoned art altogether. But I'll be back on it though. And lately, bro, like the pull, the tug back into it has been so strong. When I thought I wouldn't mess with colors really, I started messing with it more and I was liking it. And then when I recently saw that using this tool allows me to do that and not later but sooner, I'm like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So I like telling stories. It's part of the reason why I like drawing. It wasn't always, but it was something that developed. Like between reading a a novel that's just words versus one with pictures, always on with pictures for me. Always. You just couldn't get me to read one without. Not that I didn't end up doing so later on, but it required a lot of dying to flesh, if you know what I'm talking about. Not a natural inclination whatsoever. Okay, seeing the time. Let's do this. Let's get you know, some of the background there. Let's get some things going on just so that yeah. So already doing something with the composition. I don't know that I want to give too much detail to the swords, for example. I'd rather focus on what I want to give, um, what I want the viewer to attend or to give the most attention to. The words in my head, I'm just struggling to get them out. And I can't blame living in Brazil. I mean, I can if I want to, but I won't. I know it's not true. Just gotta increase my vocab. Hey Doc, I'll be joining your live stream next week because it's on Tuesday, right? Tuesday night. Your vocab is super pronouns. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, it's on Tuesday. Yep. The reason why I generally can't attend is because I have other commitments exactly at the time that you start. So I just won't be. I'll be free on the. Yeah, I'll be free next week, so I'll be able to attend. Looking forward to it. By the way, Brandon saw you got a new car, bro. Congrats. Share your testimony if you don't mind. Okay. Thanks, man. My Charge RT was getting up in mine, so I traded it and got a good deal on it. Nice. It looks good as well, bro. Happy for you. I'm only now seeing that the background has like buildings and stuff, which I obviously am not going to work on so much, but sorry about my nose, guys. I don't even know if you paid attention or it's going through the mic. Hopefully not. Do you enjoy listening to music while drawing or just quiet and able to hear your own thoughts? Good question. It depends. Um, it depends. There are moments like I've been enjoying to listen to audiobooks lately, but yeah, music as well is also nice to when drawing. There are times where I got started drawing and I was gonna set something up and listen whatever, but I just got lost in the process that I end up drawing without any music. So, but that's when it's not planned. When it's planned, I get some headphones and I tune in. How about you? And a question, I think that's a good question for everybody in the chat. Sarah says, mais ou menos free if it's at 8 p.m. Brazil time, so willing you will be free. Yes. Yeah, I believe that's when it starts. If that's not when it ends, things like it's from 7 to 8. Like, I probably won't be able to engage, but I'll be able to, like, be streaming and following along. But yeah, won't be able to interact per se, but definitely I'll be able to follow along to a degree. I think a lot of times when I draw, I begin with an image in my head, and as I begin to draw the image, it usually changes and transforms to something else. So I really enjoyed this drawing freely without any. Oh, really enjoyed just drawing freely without any visual inspiration. That's cool. So I says, "Oh, okay, because of Pastor's live at 8 p.m. Yeah, yeah. What usually makes me unable to attend the lives is that we have to go to the door. And that whole time that we're getting ready, preparing, in that time I'd at least be able to tune in and follow along. Yeah, Brandon, back to what you were saying. It's I definitely resonate with the feeling of, just what many call drawing from imagination. And obviously, depending on what you want to achieve with your art, then um, you do become limited by what you've been exposed to. Like, I'm sure you know this, whether it's prophetically speaking or not, that the more information, um, the more information or experiences that you have, the more your imagination is fed. So when working, it also plays a hand with muscle memory. Um, and the more you have that, basically fed into your art engine, the more you can do with your imagination. And I'm seeing you speak about um, love. You'd like to see if we draw something off the head. I actually did in the beginning. I know it wasn't a lot of stuff, but I free draw often. But I've learned actually to do it after, getting some practice in. So that what I imagine in my head just gets closer and closer to how I want it to be when putting it on a page. Because drawing from imagination is actually drawing from memory. And the creative part comes with now what you do with the memory. So even if I've drawn this picture, I'm drawing this picture now, which I've never drawn before, I might be inspired to draw something else that looks nothing like this, but the pose and something like that. Um, it's reminiscent to this because I've done this before, but I make it my own thing. It's like you get equipped with, your toolbox gets equipped, and then you play around with it how you please. The more tools the more tools you acquire. Man, this is a light that you're going deep. Yeah, bro, man. So many things I've discovered about art like this past year. It's crazy. God's just been giving your boy a lot more wisdom through seeking and asking questions and, yeah, applying his word. Okay. I want to start adding detail on the face now. And note to self to get a um, cup of water. Ah, dang, there's some items I'm missing. I'm going to use that to build my prophetic, drawing the symbols that I see infused. Woo, that'd be powerful. That I think that's a very powerful way to use your artistic gift, man. Wow, just even as you said that. Do not hesitate, sir. I know this hand here needs to go down a little bit. I don't know why it's drawing on it like it's where it needs to be. Just a bit shorter. Alright. Now we're gonna add a bit more detail. One of the reasons I like playing with charcoal, like, okay, this is a charcoal pencil, but what I was using here is willow charcoal. And what I like is just the dusting off, like with your finger, and the blending, and then you can repurpose it to create values, shade values. So, Doc, do you color? I just started thinking about coloring, and I'm wondering if you you've already begun, like, Because I know the drawings you've given me were black and white. Do you do any coloring in your drawings? Uh, Brandon S, have you drawn any Mortal Kombat? Nah. I have played some Mortal Kombat. That is for sure. But drawn I've never. It's only recently that I've like done art inspired by video games. Um and that's like at the request of people in chat and stuff. Or sometimes it's my own. I wanted to see what I was capable of pulling off, you know? So Mortal Kombat no, but what about you? Have you done some Mortal Kombat art? And if not, what have you done? Like from what fan art have you made in your in the past? Doc said I used to color when I was younger. Ah, okay. And what made you stop? My Atsu is definitely hunching a lot more than the picture, but that's okay. Creative liberties. I prefer focusing on the details rather than the color. I feel you. I was never too good at coloring in. Same here. Seems like we're all in the same boat. I did mess around with some coloring recently. Decided to like pick up a course. It was really helpful, just like in understanding the easy way to do it, you know, which feels illegal because we've been programmed to believe that um, if something's worth doing, it has to be hard. And yet, that's just not the reality of it. So, it was fun to explore, but like similar to Brandon, at least, um, my not being good at coloring is what then led me not to, you know, really mess with it that much anymore. It's like, nah, it's fine. Rather not color, because it made my drawings look worse rather than just leaving it black and white. And now when I look at people's drawings in black and white, I go, nice. But recently, um, because of the whole coloring thing, and you know, I'm definitely gonna be exploring that more. Especially because of what you can do with what are they called, marker pens or something like that. And it just blew my mind. You know, I thought you would need something a lot more sophisticated than that if I wanted to, for example, color in my ink drawings. But the marker pen works just fine. Like professionals use it and they, you know, pull off some really cool looking stuff. So I'm gonna definitely explore that soon. I don't know if it means I'll always be coloring, but I prefer to do the black and white, you know, and then ink, and more than fine with how it looks. One day I'm gonna host a class where we're all drawing the same thing and just seeing how other people did. It's gonna be so cool because that's all that's going on in my mind. I wonder how Docs is looking now. In an excited way because I always get inspired to see other people's work. I won't say always, but the tendency is that, especially someone who's working on improving their skills or just showing their efforts, like on social media. See somebody pulling off some cool stuff. Doc said it's looking good. I'm excited to see it, man. Excited to see it. Both mine and yours. Like that. Yeah. Only someone who doesn't love drawing will be bothered by how long it takes to get something done. It's just so therapeutic. And as you get older, Doc, you'll see there'll be a moment where drawing, like, beyond what it's already doing for you now, is going to do so much for you in the midst of things you have to take care of or certain things in life not going your way. It's just it becomes a conduit to reconnecting with yourself and going through. Where do I see Doc's? Doc's gonna share it with me on his email, via email. As he doesn't have access to social media, but it's basically that. Like it's people are drawing, and if I have his permission, I'll share it as a post after the live stream, and well, after late in the live stream, because the only reason I logged in earlier today is because I have plans with my family to going out. I'll be basically unavailable for the rest of the day after this stream. But if Doc gives me the permission, if he gives me the go ahead, then I'll share it on my Facebook. I'll share it on the internet actually, just like on my socials. But it's just because I know that I'm connected with you, Brandon, on Facebook. So even things like fabrics, those are things I'd like to explore as well. You can get, somewhere just like going off of intuition, but you can speed up the process just following someone who's already been where you want to go. It's like Proverbs says, he who walks with the wise shall be wise. So I believe that like you keep walking, then you start to become like the person you're walking with, and that's now a whole other thing of environment, influence, etc. Brandon says, when I got older, I began to draw fashion and design my own clothing line. So that was always a big passion for me. Wow, man. If this isn't an invitation from up above to come back into your artistic side, bro, like to invest a little more in it. He asked me if I ever thought to do that. No, I haven't, but funnily enough, Um, I did mess with, clothing line before. It was, to be specific, merchandise for my music group that I had formed in high school. So, prophesy, prophesy. So that was like that was as far as I went with it. I never wanted it to be more than, merchandise for what we were doing musically. But I did mess with it, It did mean having some level of knowledge on, what can I say? Yeah, fashion design, just like even the graphic design, just how the logo looks, how it sits, I did mess with that a little bit. Use it about Brandon, bro. Why are we getting to know about each other only now? What is this? This is a joke. But it's all God's timing. Bro, someone is playing Baby Come Back really loud. Hope everything's alright. But that's cool, bro. I can tell that my drawing style is becoming more comic like because I've been drawing from comic book artists, and I am not mad at that. Though I should take some time to get back into figure drawing and run some. I lost my train of thought there, but it's all good. Um, they're trying to hit the girl. I guess. I guess so, man. I guess so. I believe the very first time I ever heard that song was from the Transformers movie. Like, Brandon, I'm not from the States, so maybe on your end, that was a popular song. Just what movies tend to do, right? They get, pop culture references in. But that was the first time I ever heard that song, the Transformers movie. Oh, man, once I like really double down on fabrics and stuff, these drawings are gonna shine. Speaking of, let me just open up and see. Y'all can see. Okay, cool. Y'all can see final. There are 4 people on YouTube right now. That's cool. Welcome. If you're new, welcome back. And if you have any art related questions, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here to do as we draw along. Um, with me at this drawing of Atsu. Let's just spreading that some more, giving it more coverage above the arms. Hold on, I might. There we go. There've been times I'd be like, "Hey, I see someone watching in the chat," and they just disappear, and it's like, I guess I should have kept my mouth shut. But some people are just passing by. So normal. Do the same thing on live streams. I'm back. Had to sweep my floor. Ah, so you do actually clean your room. That's good. All good, all good, all good. Yeah, it's so funny. It's the way it's looking. That's okay though. Because of where I have things on mine, I have to use creativity. You see there, Brandon? I'm now having to take creative liberties because um, you look at the reference, you look at mine, you'll see that there are a bit of oddities or inconsistencies. But most people would then want to erase start from scratch. It's like it's not that far off. You can do something with it, right? Then it becomes your interpretation. Tangent. Okay, I know what I'll do there. I know what I'll do there. Yeah, we don't want tangents. There we go. It's a bit better. Fabric can be here. It's okay. I won't give it much detail. My living room, more like okay. Thanks for the context. Okay. I'm being very selective about the areas that I'm gonna give more detail to because that's how resourceful you have to be with time. If I can see I'm not gonna get everything done, then what is the most important thing that needs to be finished here? And let's focus on that. Like those swords in the back, not as important as the ones in the front. I remember when drawing again after like almost a decade, and I still had a beginner's mentality, just proven by the way I would react to things. And I'd see someone doing a drawing, and they'd like, you know, it would look a little different from the reference. Sometimes a lot different from the reference, and not in a bad way, but just like different. And because of that, I'd get mad. I mean, man, draw the thing properly. And now that I've spent more time drawing and understanding, it's like, oh, it really isn't a big deal. Struggling to keep up because of the zone needing me and phone dying, but the drawing is really good. I am glad that you are happy with it, ma'am, because it was by your request. And I mean that. I'm glad. Now, I see certain room for improvement, but every drawing is an opportunity to do better, so it's more than welcome. The the need to do better feedback. Not do better feedback, the need to do better, calmer feedback. I know as we get to erasing, things are gonna look a little bit better. I don't know if I wanna do that just yet. Hmm. I'm starting to question if I should have added some more detail here or not, or just a little bit of it, you know? I kinda like the looseness, the vagueness, you know? Not for everything, but just the swords. I'm debating in my mind if that's where I wanna go with it or not. Mhm. Is there you playing any video games today or something of the past? One moment. Hold on. Okay. Error. Interesting. Something happened with my Facebook. Uh, One day I'll have people to look at this technical stuff, but something happened. I got lost connection to Facebook. Let me see. It says streaming, but I don't see where it is. Oh, there it is. So why can't I see it in the chat? That's weird. Oh well, oh well. We move. Sorry for that. Get my kneadable eraser. Doc says, I hope you can reconnect. I hope so too, but it's not gonna stop us from what we're here to do. If you can hear me fine, and that's okay. I'll have a look at that later. When I opened Facebook, it was showing like streaming properly, so I don't know what's going on. Problem for another time. It does. I think I'll use the other one for that. What's gonna help with this image? Let's think. Let's do some more masking. Let's just do some masking. You're almost done? Nice. Same here. Well, I am gonna give it more detail in some places. Hmm. Let me find my other charcoal stick. Like looking back, I would have definitely just made it like um more of a you know the suggestive background kind of style, and not for any form of laziness, just style. Looks, I think that would have looked cool. Okay, close a fine. Just sharpening my compressed charcoal to get some darker darks. If Sarah's still in the chat, I have the OT6 theme playing in my head. Dun 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 dun. I should not get a copyright strike from that. Like just that. I want to believe that I can, at the very least, show some love to a video game that I've been enjoying. I did not close my Facebook page, so I'm gonna remove that. Ah, okay, it's your mom, Doc. Close that. Need to focus. That is true. some blending in there. Did not erase what I need to erase. Sorry. Let's see something. Ta-da. Hmm. Now that needs to be darker. Let's see. Oops. Thought that was my eraser. Okay. I think just to make it look cleaner, let's. I have to confess, like, doing this really made me want to explore color more. So I'd love to see how I'd bring this thing to life in a different way, different to what I've been doing all this time. And I can take it from there. Mm, can make it darker. Okay, nitty gritty. Let me see Facebook again. Because someone is apparently watching, but okay, it's fine. Okay, great, we're both finishing at the same time. Yep, yep, almost done. We're almost done. Finishing touches. Gonna have to make that darker. Something right underneath her neck. That's holding the hat. Add that in. Wow, 9 minutes to go. Alright, then I'm gonna just do what little work that I can. Here. Hmm. You're done now. Nice. I'd say we're basically in the same place. Yeah, I'm not doing more than this. Right, if you're done, okay, I'll give it just a bit more detail. Just like some inscriptions here. Then I can wrap it up. Can't do it without the Yode 6. Um, by the way, you're drawing, I'll send it over on Gmail. By the way, drawing is sick. Thanks, man. And yes, looking forward to seeing your drawing. I'd love to show it up even before we go off, so you can send it right away. Hmm. Okay. Yep. And that's it. And that's it. And that's what I wanted to add. I mean, it's just a bit more white here. Not over the thing. So that was obviously going to happen. That's okay. And okay. Whew. Yeah. You can spend so much more time on a drawing like this just because there's so much detail. But thank you for the request, Sarah. Appreciate it. Thank you for your attendance and support. Thank you too, Doc. Man, I made the hat small and the head big. I'm only seeing that now. But it's fine. It's okay. Learning experience. We'll see how we can make it look better next time. Just waiting on your picture and then up and it just came in. Oh dang. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. It's so good. I want you people to see that there is no yeah, I can easily fix absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, what I can do is make the head a bit smaller. That's number one. To make the head smaller. And number two, increase the radius. See, if it wasn't for my wife telling me I can easily fix, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have made the attempt. But now, here we are, because I've got the right person by my side, wanting to bring out the best in me. do it like that, and then I'll blend it a bit, and then. I'm gonna show Doc's drawing very soon. This is the max I'm going with it. Um, yeah, and there we go. That's already even better than it was before. All right, now I want to show you guys the difference between art styles, and that you can have art styles that can be very different but still evocative. Look at this. All right, look at this. Look at that. Not too much, just enough, right? Of course, some gestures, could make it look even better, just in terms of like where the arms are placed. But I like the look. It still doesn't take away from just the overall look. So, great job, Doc. As you already said, when it comes to proportions, you're working on. So, just those little things like where the the arm here can just flow a bit more, so that there's that gesture. But otherwise, man, hats off to you. I did not draw nearly this good at your age. So, like, kudos to you, big time. Anyways, that's it for me. I gotta go. Um, been a great time that I had here with y'all, and I hope y'all have a blessed weekend, a productive one. Stay drawing, stay active, stay productive. And next week, Doc, we're doing the inking. We're gonna do the inking of Soldier Boy, guaranteed. Usual time. This time was earlier than normal, but next week we're gonna start at the time that I'm ending right now. And until next week, guys, take care.